Why are we still messed up? Why do we commit the same mistakes of the past? The answer is that our students don't know what happened in the past.
Sinabi kasi ni Nick Joaquin before na yung tendency ng Filipino is to sort of build things and group together and then eventually collapse. Here's one guy who's trying to bring things together. Pero yun nga, yung natural tendency ng Filipino is to really be in pieces. Because ganun yung Pilipinas eh, geographically and ayun, separated in regions.
My father would always tell me, Antonio Luna, what a tragedy, you know.
Anong masasabi nyo kay General Luna? Maliban sa mga bagay na alam na natin.
Actually, hindi ko na maalala kung kailan ko unang na-encounter yung story ni Antonio Luna. But when I read up on him, parang it wasn't his heroism that struck me. It was more of the tragedy, the fact na there was this guy who was trying to be, well, I don't think he was trying to be a hero, but he was trying to preserve this idea, a certain idea, and everyone was going against him.
Anong masasabi nyo kay General Luna?
Napag-alaman namin na may masama siyang balak.
Hindi gusto ng ilang politiko at negosyante ang iyong pamamalakad.
Bayan o sarili, pumili ka!
The secret to this was a long pre-production. Working out logistics, getting the pegs right.
Lahat ng mga shots namin naka-shotlist eh. So very specific yung angles and then very specific yung position ng mga actors. So lahat yun pre-planned.
Cut! Cut! Safety na lang.
Early pre-production, alam ko na naman na si John Arcilla talaga yung gusto kong kunin na artista.
I played Antonio Luna. He is a furious general. He is temperamental. Some kind of impatient. I think he was born ahead of his time.
Yan ang gagawin ko sa mga traidor at hindi ako magdadalawang isip! Walang nakaangat sa batas, kahit na presidente.
General, baka may makadinig.
Eh di makinig sila.
He was trained outside of the country under Gerard Lehmann for military warfare. He has to show them how it is, to show this military people, the Filipino people, the Filipino soldiers, that this is how to be brave. The military men, they know the real person. An artistic person. He plays guitar, he jokes around, he talks about women. he has a vice. I mean, he smokes. I mean, he's a real guy, he's a real person. And it is just that, I mean, you will respect a person who knows how to respect his job.
Dinidefine mo lang sa kanila kung ano yung significance nila in relation to Antonio Luna. Halimbawa, yung dalawang nakadikit palagi kay Luna, si Paco Roman at si Rusca, which was played by Joem Bascon and Archie Alevania. Parang ano sila, kapit-gatas.
Ako parang light side. Parang yun yung nangyari, light side kay Luna. Kasi parang tatlo lagi kami magkakasama. Si Roman, ako, and Luna. So si Roman medyo on the serious side, ako naman on the lighter side.
It's more of siguro yung mga heroes na hindi nasulat sa history books natin in this generation, na for the audience to know na it's not just Luna, hindi lang si Rizal, hindi lang si Bonifacio. So there are also, yun nga, yung like my character, Colonel Paco Roman, sila Rusca, sila Bernal Brothers, sinakripisyo din nila yung buhay nila for a better cause during their time.
He's fiercely loyal to General Luna. It's duty above all else, you know, and when he set out in his life path to find that cause which he believed in, and it's represented by General Luna, nothing can stop that. He will go to the fire. If General Luna points there to the fire, he will go there without question.
Ilan ang mga tauhan natin ngayon?
Dito po si Jose at Manuel Bernal.
Kapitan, Komandante Ral.
Huwag kayong magalala, General. Tapat po kami sa inyo.
It's a physically challenging role din talaga. Kailangan talaga, sundalo ka talaga eh. Kailangan gagawin namin yung ginagawa ng mga tao nung unang panahon. Nasa araw ka, nagbibilad ka, takbo ka ng takbo, kailangan talaga malakas yung physical attributes mo eh.
I have to educate myself. I try to get acquainted with especially the gun that I'm holding, to be more very familiar with it. It's basically instinctive as you go along. That's how it goes for me.
Actually, when Hernando is a fictional character, parang narrator na nga di ba? Parang ako ng narrator. Ako yung parang witness ng mga nangyayari sa paligid. Parang they told me na he's a writer, so nag-research ako. Ano ba yung sinusuot ng writer? Ano ba yung mga movements ng writer, ng isang writer? Paano ba magtanong yung isang writer? At ano ba yung mga limits, di ba, ng isang writer? Ayan, nag-research ako, pinag-aralan ko.
Outside, General Luna would be Isabel's General Luna. But indoors, she played his lover. But they had to keep it a secret.
Mas malaki ang responsibilidad natin sa gerang ito kaysa damdamin natin para sa isa't isa. Sa susunod na magkita tayo, isa kang sundalo. At ako, isang taga-Cruz Roja.
Isabel.
General. Love scenes are always tough. Especially with this one, there was a lot of restraint and a lot of teasing, and because there was a lot of danger also surrounding us, you know, it's very controlled.
I think Antonio Luna becomes a child when she's around, maybe because of her authoritativeness and her influence over his life. You see the contrast of Antonio Luna's personality when his mother is around.
I prepared for this role by really understanding who Gregorio del Pilar is and how his relationship is with each and every character. His loyalty is with Aguinaldo.
Humihingi ako ng katiyakan ng katapatan ninyo. Maasahan ko ba kayo?
Opo, Senyor Presidente!
Meaning, he only takes orders from Aguinaldo. Not totally, but if Aguinaldo tells him to do something, he will do it regardless of anything.
Napaka-kontrobersyal ng karakter ni Presidente Emilio Aguinaldo.
Iniisip mo pa rin ba si Andres Bonifacio?
Nangangamba lang akong may kasunod pa yan. Ang challenge kasi doon sa karakter na yun, maaring sa mata ng lahat, sa mata ng mga manonood, magiging kontrabida si Emilio Aguinaldo. Pero sa point of view ko, as Emilio Aguinaldo, never. Wala akong masamang ginawa. Hindi ko sinasadya ang mga pangyayari.
I play Apolinario Mabini. Apolinario Mabini is the sublime paralytic. He was actually the brains of the Katipunan. The character is basically the smartest guy in the room. It's the guy everyone listens to. He basically dictated what was happening in the government that time, especially the government of General Aguinaldo.
Mabini was an interesting. He was a quiet, the logic in this whole thing probably that gelled the tragedy from happening earlier.
Well, I enjoyed writing the Mascardo.
Yeah, well, there was a Mascolino. Remember, I combined it, Handolino and Mascardo.
Sa original draft.
Yeah, we had to combine it. Combine both because
so that was Mascardo and Handolino.
Put together.
Yeah, and then when I rewrote it, I separated the two again para lang may highlights siya.
I play Tomas Mascardo. He's like a general also. Same level as Luna. My character and Luna are parating nag-aaway, parating nagkakabanggaan kasi medyo mayabang siya eh.
How do we justify an anger that Handolino had against Luna unless he was absolutely humiliated? Now, all I know that he was dragged out, but we even made it more humiliating to create that momentum, that rage inside of him.
Nagtanim talaga ng galit si Kapitan Handolino, kaya siguro nung napag-utusan siya na abangan at patayin si Luna, bigay na bigay naman yung ginawa nilang pagganti.
And a good choice, we didn't whitewash Luna either, or we didn't give Aguinaldo a black heart.
You know, they're trying to do things by principle. You know, we try to make them all human as much as we can.
Ako si Pedro Paterno, isang original balimbing, sip-sip kay Aguinaldo, at sip-sip sa Amerikano at sa Kastila. Asa sa kanya si Luna.
Paano napapagkatiwalaan ng taong katulad nito? Dati niyang kasabwat ang Espanya. Kung may ganito na tayo sa pangkat natin, di na natin kailangan ng kaaway.
It was difficult for me to play the role. I had my apprehensions because Felipe Buencamino oftentimes is portrayed or depicted as a kontrabida and a bad guy in a way. Parang balimbing or somebody who was not really loyal to his country. I didn't want to be an actor and play the role of a relative of mine and then sort of parang hurt the feelings of his descendants. I resolved it in my mind. Also with the help of our director, Gerald. He was saying that there are no bad guys and good guys. If I didn't play it, who else would play it? He's a very intelligent man. Maybe he was wrong, but he still believed, and I think I'm quite convinced now, maybe he really honestly felt that he was doing it for his country.
There are no villains in the movie, and in a way, there are no real heroes. It's just people.
Yeah, they're human beings.
Yeah.
But you know what? Working with this cast, the crew, with the director, everyone, it's like a gift. It's very organized. Every character, every actor who played their characters, I can't ask for more.
Great day, perfect day. Making of a masterpiece, trust me.
Minsan mo lang mapagsama yung mga John Arcilla, Noni Buencamino, Leo Martinez, Art Acuña, Ketchup, at Miss Bing Pimentel, Sir Ron Lazaro.
We are very lucky to be part of this film because not so many period pieces are done lately. To be part of it is fulfilling as an actor, you know, and part of history.
When working in a film like General Luna, especially that it is a historical movie, we had to look at the historical aspect of it, which is the driving force of the design. So anything and everything in the film should be, if possible, historically accurate. It took us a really long time just to have a grasp of the material in terms of what is real and what we can recreate and what we can inject a creative aspect to it, just to push the design for General Luna.
When it comes to costumes, definitely we need a lot of things manufactured kasi nga we can't find them ready-made. So based on photos, we did research on how certain fabrics, like for example, the uniforms of our soldiers, on how they fall on the body.
Talking and collaborating with the production design team with Ben Padero and Carlo Tabihe and even Monica Sabiel, it's because we also got along really well. We like the same things in terms of art and cinema. If you put it all together, I guess that's what we came up with General Luna. I guess there were main two approaches, which was for the lighting, we studied a lot of paintings. Interestingly enough, we studied a lot of Juan Luna. So we studied his approach on light and shadow, and I guess this Polarium was a very big influence in what the look of the film is, even in terms of color, even in terms of, again, the light and shadow of it. The second main approach was to study a lot of war films, a lot of historical war films. One of the main films that Gerald and I studied was Paths of Glory by Stanley Kubrick, how they captured the trench warfare in that film. But at the same time, we also wanted to change up the camera work.
Si Luna kasi medyo parang may two sides sa kanya, yung pagiging blunt niya, tsaka yung pagiging poetic niya. So, yun din yung nireflect namin sa visual strategy ng pelikula. Na for the most part, to the point yung mga framing, wala masyadong arte-arte. And then, doon sa mga instances na lumalabas yung poeticism ni Luna, doon siya nagkakaroon ng mga mahabang steadicam shots.
Ang taong may damdamin na hindi alipin.
We did look tests for the main characters. We worked closely with our production designer, our director, and our casting team. If they had to color or cut their hair and grow out their mustaches, it's always better to have your actual mustache compared to having a fake one on.
Yan.
Ito sir yung gel.
Oh, i-gel mo na.
We had to research kung ano yung talagang putok and lakas ng caliber ng baril na ginagamit noon. May sequence kasi si Direk na gusto with regards to sa mga bala, kung kailan at saan angulo. He was very meticulous pagdating sa miski 5 frames, i-adjust niya delay para lang pumutok yung baril. So, nakakatuwa yung ganon kasi it shows yung love for his craft.
Trabaho lang ng trabaho hanggang matapos. Probably mga 3 months editing. And then doing the music was around maybe 2 months. Kasi wala naman masyadong compromises din sa pelikula. It pretty much kung ano yung nasa script, yun yung nasa edit. Pag ikaw yung nag-edit ng sarili mong pelikula kasi medyo nag-edit ka na rin on set. When I was in college, I majored in music composition. Tapos, it was pretty exciting for me kasi sa lahat ng pelikula ko, I rarely get to do orchestral scores. So, parang ang sarap, nag-enjoy ako na balikan siya.
Adelante, compatriotas. Ang magtagumpay o mamatay.
We were free to do whatever was necessary to really bring the vision to life. It was the most difficult shoot I've ever done, but I had so much fun.
The best part of doing Luna is working with a lot of creative people, from our director to our scriptwriter to our consultants, down to our team who are very, very hardworking.
This is what General Luna is all about. It's not just about Luna, it's also about the people behind and the people na nag-sacrifice ang buhay na for the Philippines to be better.
What will set this apart is the facts, the true events na nangyari. Dahil talagang pinaghirapan, research talaga to. According to facts, yung mga scenes, yung storya. And walang pinagtakpan. Walang pinagtakpan kung sino man tamaan na dating presidente man o dating mga gabinete. Wala siyang pinagtakpan dito sa film na to. Tamaan na yung magagalit pero matapang ang pelikulan to.
Ang General Luna ay kailangan ng mga Pilipino kasi ito ang isang halimbawa ng ating pinagdaanan at kasalukuyan.
I think it's very important for our citizens, for Filipinos to watch. It allows for people to look into their own lives and what role they should play in society.
It's really very sad that history is actually still happening in this generation. I just wish that the audience will get that. And that's the gift that we can give to them if they watch this film.
We could have had the birth of a nation. No, we had a miscarriage of a nation. And that's a strong statement. To quote Quezon, I'd rather see the Philippines run like hell under Filipinos rather than like heaven under the Americans. Well,
the assassination of Luna happened in about 120 years ago.
What struck me was that that was 120 years ago. We're still in the same. Hopefully, one day something can cut that cycle, you know? And maybe this might just awaken our senses.
Kung magiging isang bansa man tayo, kailangan natin ng isang radikal na pagbabago. Mga kapatid, mayroon tayong mas malaking kaaway kaysa mga Amerikano. Ang ating sarili.